I'm Kelly Brooks, librarian for the Society for Mining, Metallurgy, and Exploration and the American Institute for Mining, Metallurgical, and Petroleum Engineers. And I'm here today at the Women's Auxiliary to the AIME's 100th anniversary celebration. I'm here to help capture the rich history of this unique organization through interviews with WAAIME members, former members, scholarship recipients, and relatives of WAAIME members.
WAAIME's 100-year celebration tonight. So to all the WAAIMEs, past, present, and future, who responded to the needs of our industry, whether it was to support the war effort or to help students, and to the WAAIME partnership with the students and the universities to make sure that we can produce qualified and capable young engineers and scientists to be extracted through industries. And continue to do that into the future. I want to say here's to the partnership WAAIME universities and students.
I'm here tonight with George Luxbacher, SME's 2008 past president and AIME's past president from 2012. George received a WAAIME scholarship. George, when did you receive the WAAIME scholarship and how did it impact your career?
I have to think back now. I have to back calculate. Probably about 1971 when I transferred into mining at Penn State. I was going to school at Penn State. I was in electrical engineering and made a decision to go into something else. Went into geology for a while and then started looking at mining. And I was really worried about finances. So I was basically going to school on a Pell Grant and summer earnings and things like that. And I was lucky enough at the time to get a WAAIME scholarship. So really the WAAIME scholarship is what permitted me to continue my education and finish my undergraduate degree.
How has the WAAIME scholarship helped you in your career?
So I believe I received more than one WAAIME scholarship, but one that definitely stood out for me was the field camp scholarship. So this enabled me to attend the field camp from the University of Nevada. So that this really it formed a huge background for my geology expertise. So I was really grateful to be able to attend field camp.
How has that WAAIME scholarship helped you in your career?
You know, WAAIME scholarship basically bridged me from some bad times that I had financially, but it gave me the impression that this industry is a benevolent industry, and that benevolence is something I carried with me throughout, and I decided at that time that I would do any service I can to SME and AIME, and I have done that. I'm a 50-year member of SME, and so for past 50 years I have been serving SME and now AIME. So it's all because of WAAIME.
Ibrahim, when did you receive a WAAIME scholarship?
When I was actually a graduate student at the McKee School of Mines at the University of Nevada, Reno, I was working on my PhD and my second master's at the same time in MBA. Then I received 3 times WAAIME scholarships, which is very, very helpful for me to cover many costs and expenses in both graduate schools and in business school.
And we're here tonight at WAAIME, and you received a WAAIME scholarship. Can you tell me how that impacted your career?
Oh, it helped a lot. As I was going through school, I helped pay for my schooling with the support of my parents, and it was a big part of helping make sure I got through it. It was a half a scholarship and half a loan, and gave me responsibility when I got out. I knew I had to pay that back, pay the half back.
How many women scholarship recipients have there been, have you seen?
About half and half. Yeah. Nowadays in Mexico, the girls are very interested in studying earth science, metallurgists, geologists, and mining engineers.
What are some of the personal experiences you have with scholarship recipients?
Meeting the students, talking to the professors, and getting such a wonderful response from the students that we awarded. And they always came by to say thank you and gave us such a touching stories about when they were in need, that WAAIME helped them.
We have very good students that now they're CEOs of very large mining companies in Mexico. When WAAIME was 50th anniversary, they wrote a note. We have a lot of them that they have very high positions in the mining industry. And they feel proud that when they were young, they were helped by WAAIME.
WAAIME has had such a wonderful history, starting out in 1917 as a war effort. I mean, all the things I just can't believe how many things the women got involved in and tried to do for not only our country, but for the mining engineers that they had, and for various charitable organizations in Europe, milk drives. I mean, there's just so much that they've done throughout the years.
And she wanted to create a group that could help provide supplies to those people over in Europe who were fighting. And seeing that she was part of a mining family, she thought there was no other better way than to go to AIME and ask them if she could create the women's organization. She was told it's not important, it's not needed, but two months later, she went and incorporated it herself.
The WAAIME organization, which had been an independent 501c3 or nonprofit operating independently, merged with the SME organization. And I remember the evening of the annual meeting, and Iris Winnan Owen, who was then the president of WAAIME, who had helped to execute the merger with SME, came up after the meeting, put her arms around me, and said, "Don't let the men take this program over." And I, being more attuned to the politics of how SME works, and the WAAIMEs coming in with an organization that functioned and did their scholarships and did a great job, our marriage was good.
How have you seen WAAIME change over the years?
They've grown a lot.
I think they become more knowledgeable the mining business as to what's happening, and of course that prompted their interest in scholarships, providing scholarships for our young people, and that's been great. It's great to see them smile and real big and grin when they get when they're awarded a scholarship. It's a wonderful organization. I'm very proud to have been its president, national president at one time, and I was made an honorary member, which was nice too, very special to me. So I just hope to see it grow, and I'll try and work with it and see that it does.
One of our current WAAIME members, she was in a mining family, and at the time they sponsored monies for scholarship for the women in these mining families to go and get some sort of further their education, and this woman became a nurse. So it wasn't just looking at the types of technical education that normally we associate with the engineering programs that they're in, but also we thought that there were other needs that we should help with. And we've done many, many things, even to the point where we helped AIME raise funds for purchasing the building in New York when they wanted to purchase a building. This was probably back in the 30s or 40s, I can't remember. I think it was the 40s. And WAAIME women went out and helped fundraise so that they could raise the money to have a building there in New York City for their headquarters. So I mean, we've not just fundraised to fund our scholarship fund. We've done so many other different philanthropic things as well.
We had the ladies before me had set up field trips. This was Ruth Papke would set up field trips and would take the WAAIMEs on excursions. So it was great, and the families. It was great fun. She had a field trip one time to the Empire Mine in California. And so she had rented a bus, and we all loaded on the bus with our kids and husbands and stuff, and spent the day looking at the gold mines in the Mother Lode of California. And it was just great to get together with them. So not so much a story, but it was a great experience.
And we're working on making some shifts in gears in how our division functions within the SME organization. WAAIME is very different than the other SME divisions because our members are more stakeholders of the mining industry, not technical representatives of the mining industry. So while we have technical people like myself, I'm a mining engineer, we also have the traditional WAAIME group that like the organization was founded in 1917, that are the wives of AIME members. And so the wives of the mining engineers to the engineers and everything in between. And our division also has the ability to become the home for some of the non-engineering mining professionals, like human resources, like financial, those kind of things. So we think that there's an opportunity there for us to be a value-added division of WAAIME, and we're working on that restructuring going forward.
The people who were students and received scholarships now are working for the companies here, and so they are here in a different capacity, wearing a different hat, and it's like generational. We are seeing each episode of kids come through, and it's extremely rewarding, and to watch them prosper and grow and become professors themselves in the same colleges they graduated from. It's just extremely rewarding.
What is one of the most fulfilling things about being involved with WAAIME?
Seeing the students. The last week I just met the new president of Atlas Copco in Switzerland, and he had received a scholarship from WAAIME, and he was very grateful. And it's so fulfilling to see a student come in to be in such a position in the mining industry. So that is the best part.
I remember once we had a national board meeting, and I don't remember his name, but it was somebody from Newmont. I think it was the general manager or the president, but he interrupted the national board meeting, and he said, "Gloria, I'm sorry, but I want to thank WAAIME, because if WAAIME doesn't give me the scholarship, I would never finish my profession. It was or getting a job or finishing my profession." And we were all surprised, because we never thought somebody, that level will come and say thank you to WAAIME.
We try to maximize how much we spend for the scholarships programs that we have. We have one for the international sections. We have 5 international sections, and we support each one of them every year for their scholarships. And then we have our sections here in the United States and support their students as well.
WAAIME has come a long way from passing the hat in 1917 to having over $8 million in endowment funds. Were you involved in fundraising? And if so, what were some of the ways WAAIME fundraised?
Well, in the California Northern and also on Utah Northern, we sold books, we have picnics, we have luncheons, we have bridge, and all the procedures were given to WAAIME for scholarships.
How do you feel your section is connected to WAAIME as a whole?
I think it's connected very much because we all have the same interest in helping the students, and we work hard. We made the raffles, we made fashion shows, lotteries in order to raise more money. The U.S. section gives us money every year, but that's not enough. You should see the long line that we have of students, A students that want to get a scholarship, and it feels terrible to say, sorry, we don't have any more.
I became involved with WAAIME in 1972, actually, when my husband was awarded a scholarship his last semester of college. We were married at the time, and trust me, that money came in handy. So he was awarded a scholarship from a local WAAIME group for outstanding senior graduate. And so we took it upon ourselves to become somewhat involved a little with the local chapters on a social event, on social levels. And then as it seems like every decade I became more involved. We attended fundraisers and things of that nature, but in 1996 I became extremely involved in WAAIME when we moved to Pittsburgh, and that's when I became started working as on the scholarships, and later became local scholarship chair, where I still serve that position now. And I also serve the position of National Assistant Scholarship Chair to Catherine Dew. And I just love the students that we help. It's amazing. You wouldn't believe how many students, because many of our students do come from coal histories and communities where they really can't afford, the universities, and so our scholarships really come in handy. And we make sure that these kids get to go to school, stay in school, get the best education possible, no matter what school they pick.
What is a WAAIME accomplishment that you are most proud of?
I think the section we started in Chile, because Chile is a mining country, and there were no SME, no WAAIME, only the Chilean Institute of Mining Engineers. So I went and visited them with them, and unfortunately it was a board of just men, and so I talked to them, explained again our program, and asked them to invite their wives. So we had another meeting, and it was a cocktail party with the wives, and they were very interested, and I'm very proud because they are hard workers. They start the section with 15 members, and now I think I have more than 50 members, something like that. And 2 sections, because the one I started was in Santiago, but then they have another one in the north part of Chile, La Serena, I think it's called.
Because our membership has been getting older, so we're trying to redefine ourselves to be more important to the younger people and figure out how we can tie in with younger people, because we know the younger people don't have time to come to meetings. I didn't come to meetings until I retired, so we know this is what it is. But in order to keep us going, we need to have younger people in there. So we're reaching out and contacting others, especially through our SME connection.
What do you see as the future of WAAIME?
Well, I would like to say I would like to see WAAIME continue as it is, which I'm sure it will, but I would also like to see it grow and involve the younger generation and let them see that there is something here for them, because we aren't just scholarships. You know, we are teaching, we are mentors, we every opportunity we have to introduce people to earth science in whatever form they want. We have the knowledge and the people who can give them the expertise they need.
Blanche, tell me about some of the projects you and your team plan to implement over the course of the next year.
Our goal is to mentor a lot of the younger ladies, and we are proposing a program to mentor ladies from 20 to 40, 40 to 60, 60 and over 80. We're organizing a plan where we can help the ladies, and not only in scholarship, but also in the personal needs of each one.
Bringing in new members I've always been a field of dreams believer. You need to build something that people want to be a part of, and if you build it, they will come. And so that's why WAAIME is right now going through some restructuring and looking at how we can be more attractive to the next generation of WAAIME that we will have in the future.